the fact that enshrined the founding treaty of the European Peace Bond, but also because the very setup of the different states of the fact that you have 27 countries, sovereign countries, joining together, accepting to share some of their sovereign power can only be done on a functional basis, on accepting the rule of principle, institutions, and rules that apply equally to all the participants. But the Lisbon Treaty codified when it was entered into force in 2011. Because the Article 2, it says here, 45th, that the European Union action on the international scene shall be guided by the principle which shall be inspired through creation, development, and life, which seeks to advance in the wider world. What are these principles? It says very clearly: democracy, the rule of law, the universality and visibility of human rights and fundamental freedoms, respect for humanity, the principle of equality, legality, and of course, respect of the principle of the UN Charter of International Law. So basically, the entire action of the Union is guided by the conflict rights. This mentioned Article 3, which says that the EU aims to promote its values and it aims to protect human rights worldwide. So it has a global outreach and gives the status of regional legal treaty, the European Charter of Human Rights. So all our actions in the words are legally bound by the fulfillment of the objectives that are set out in the European treaty. How do we do that? Let me start first of all with the institutional setup. What are the bodies that are working on this? The main, let's say, political direction is this policy is given by the Foreign Affairs Council, which is the meeting of the European foreign ministers, which takes place every month. And it is prepared by the working group states, which is called the Human Rights Working Group, where the representative of member states meet to develop the policies, which are then informed in the decision of the Foreign Affairs Council. The person responsible for the external action of the speaking growth itself is, of course, the High Representative of FBU.PROHREU, which takes the political instructions from the Affairs Council and implements them with the use of the External Action Service, which is the diplomatic service of the European Union, under which all the embassies and delegations are located. Within the Action Service, we have a number of departments specific. First of all, we have a special representative for human rights, which is a former minister of Ireland in Iran. He is tasked to advance the human rights agenda worldwide. He is supported this by a department which is called the Global Department and External Action Service, which develops all the human rights policies, including the relations with the international UN, at the bottom of this structure, there are the relations, which are the embassies of the European countries, including the one that are working with. Of course, this is part of it, because then we are supposed to be the commission that is with all these internal policies for the European Union. Is found the same principles of human rights. And then, of course, we have the European Parliament, which has its own human rights committee, which is called the one human rights committee, and follows the implementation of the policies of the Union. So this is the institutional setup of our human rights policies. Of course, very complicated. Is everything security. How do we implement it? We implement it by means of action plans, which are 5-year plans that are adopted by the Foreign Affairs. So this provides to the institutions to promote the European human rights agenda around the world. Why do we do it? The question is, why is the EU so much in human rights around the world? To this question, I will start perhaps with another question. If the EU would you see any other country or any other international organization that is doing the next step of the Union? So our working ways is filling the void because there is no concrete promotion of human rights around the Union. And we do this with a complicated concepts, which are really a little bit later on. What are the main guidelines for our human rights policy? I would say there are 5 lines of action that we are working on. And it's important to follow it because it gives an impression of how our approach is followed up across the world. First of all, our approach is based on individuals. Our aim, the first aim is to protect the power of the individuals, not states, individuals. Of course, by empowering individuals, the aim is to build resilient, inclusive, democratic societies. And then, at the last level, we aim to promote a global system for human rights when we work with international organizations. Then there are 2 different elements which are being introduced in our latest action plan because the world is changing. In particular, there is a spread of action on new technology. Some of the questions speak of this. It's a very important topic these days, where we want to harness the opportunities, but also address the challenges. And the final point is how do we do it? We do it by working together. And Brussels, the office, the issues, but also working with civil society across the world. So this is a collective effort. These are our long-standing priorities. If you want to decline, probably that, but extrapolate from the lives of the individuals, this is our core business. Then we have eradication of torture, abolition of the penalty, combat all forms of discrimination, elimination of gender-based violence, protection of children, protection of minorities. So all these, I mean, just giving the headlines, but all these are establishing very much more detailed regulations. And this is how the big guidelines for action. How do we do it? What are well, let's say before I go to the tools, let me touch a little bit more on new priorities. Because of course, this plan, our latest plan was built in 2020, so it was approved in 2020, so it's basically 5 years ago, was written 5 years ago. And of course, the world is changing very fast. So we have some additional priorities, these additional elements, which is first and foremost something environmental. Climate change. It's something that is there, it's going to stay there. How this affects the human rights and the legal rights of people across the world. As I mentioned as well, digital technologies, artificial intelligence, all these kind of situations have to be declined in the human rights aspect of our policies. But also we care about economic, social rights, so rights of workers, human rights, cultural rights, all this. And even the situation across the world, we should put some emphasis also on democracy. This is not obviously in a very good shape across the world, if you want to say that. How do we do that? So now let me just list very high level what are the main tools that we use to promote our human rights policy. We have, first of all, one important element of work is our budget. So the European Union is the largest donor of humanitarian and development aid across the world, 8 billion euros per year. And all our development aid is provided to foster and protect human rights across the world. This is a very important element of policy, especially in countries which are these developed countries where the amount of aid the states provide can make a difference. And we are very careful that this aid is provided in non-discriminatory way, save and promoting human rights, and save and promoting inclusions of inclusive societies, etc., etc. How do we implement this? We implement this with the specific human rights and democracy action plans for each country where we get present. So we develop together with the delegation, the authority, and our department, we develop specific strategies for each country, taking into consideration the relevant situation. Of course, the human rights action plan in Myanmar, where it was before, is there in the junta. So, of course, different from the human rights action plan in Brazil. It's a clear example. We have to be specific on the situation of a single country. So this is the kind of very specific strategy that we implement for each country. What do we do in practice? We use some examples. Election observation. Many countries, this is a crucial element of democracy. In some countries, it's the only element of democracy. So we support the holding of free and fair elections with our own monitoring, which is a mission of the OSCE and but we do it with a very interesting tool that has been developed in the recent years, which is a central issue. It's the semi-essential regime, so the other ones, the geographical part of it, which is aimed at targeting specifically violators of human rights. We use that in Russia, we use that in Japan, we use that in a number of other countries, specifically for violations of human rights. And of course, we have dialogues with third countries. We have over 60 dialogues with third countries. And here we take some serious say, yeah, but we have a human rights dialogue with China. What impact does it mean? Well, that's a fair question, but the question would be, well, what about if we did it? At least the European Union is there, challenging all countries now, we have established dialogue to challenge the issues in that area. And to be challenged, because this is a dialogue. The dialogue, we take also the observations of the third country on our own shortcomings. This is a very fair dialogue. And no, it's better to have a dialogue than not to get it. Because at least we can be clear to the third country what are the issues that we see in the process, rather than not saying anything. So I would say that this is important. In some cases, this dialogue is much more effective because the European Union has some trade facilitation zero times for Eastern European countries for the GSP Plus. And the granting of this trade facilitation is subject to the track record of human rights. So it only provides facilitation zero time access to the products of these countries if they achieve at least a certain level of human rights, track record. And the dialogue that we get in this context is very, very intrusive, I would say. I saw that when I was working in Southeast Asia, when we go to the countries about the human rights, because otherwise there is losing their privilege access to our market. We do this, of course, in close cooperation with civil society, not only in the countries specifically, but also with global human rights associations like Human Rights Watch. We do it also by issuing statements when there are human rights problems, statements by the European Union or the spokesperson. And we do it with public diplomacy events. This to promote human rights. And come back as well with what can be third. All these, of course, is together in our reports. Our report, in the report, which indicate what have we done, what are the results in bilateral budget. So we are very active in the UN, the UN format, both in New York, Geneva, the Human Rights Committee, the Referral Committee, and the Human Rights Council in Geneva. So the European Union is an important player in this context. As for the tools, perhaps I can make a little bit the specific situation of Turkey or Turkey, because Turkey, of course, is a peculiar situation in the country possession of the Union. So the processes that you mentioned before, these are applied to all third countries with which we have or we don't have specific contractual relations. For Turkey, we have a specific situation because Turkey has applied to join the European Union. This means, first and foremost, means that Turkey is obliged to implement the European Union legislation for the European Action. And of course, the European case mentioned in the beginning, human rights is a cornerstone. Fundamental rights are cornerstone of our own function. And this to a much deeper extent than a simple third country conditions not applying to join the European Union. And in fact, the accession negotiations are based on what we call the fundamental rights cluster, where we have a number of issues that we discussed in the rule of law, as you mentioned in the beginning, freedom of expression, assembly, freedom of the media, rights of minorities, gender and women rights, and a number of these things. And all these are part of the accession obligations by them. Now, what we do in practice, we can be more intense than what we do. So, of course, we have a much more sophisticated and inclusive dialogue. We have what we call subcommittees, where we discuss in detail, for example, legislation and development, implementation of legislation, actions of the government, public administration, how are these complying with the human rights principles. And the result of these discussions, you can see in any one country that they're actually working right now. This is the next one is going to be published in October, but we started the deliberations as we speak. We do it also by issuing statements. We also see sometimes statements about trials of prominent human rights defenders in Turkey, which were issued in Brussels, so issued by the delegation. But also, we do it by supporting human rights, concrete terms. In particular, we have a budget of about 60 million euros every year supporting civil society. And this is very important. Civil society in Turkey are not living an easy life. So the state financial support is extremely important. We support as well media freedom, not specific media outlets, but media organizations, economic media freedom, NGOs, to support individual human rights defenders. You can say, what are the results? Because the results in the country over the last few years are certainly not encouraging. The situation of human rights is developing very fast. What we call in our country, of course, is democratic backslide, because especially after 2016, there has been a serious deterioration of the human rights situation as well. The problems that we are deeply discussing are, of course, was mentioned before. Confusion of the principle of law, the lack of independence of the judiciary, limitations of media freedom. These are all things that you know much better than I do. Of course, living in Turkey as well. There's shrinking space for civil society. Civil society organizations are in very different situations. But also, we must take the government of what is called disinformation. These kind of situations are extremely negative from the point of view of human rights. And of course, unless there is a significant change in the government policies on these issues, the negotiations for accession are decided by the European Council because of the essersi de facto se si riuscisse a usare non si ritrosi in business specific no chapter saying open or closed because the situation is fully negative for the human rights. So you see how we try to implement our policies by working in negotiations between the organization. So this is where we are. I just picked out some elements for discussion. This is not going to elaborate this, but human rights is suffering across the world for a number of situations. We look at the situation of the UK. It's a fundamental challenge to the history of human rights. It's a fundamental challenge to the international the system of the UN. How this is going to be tackled from human rights perspective. But also, mentioned several times, democracy. Democracies backsliding get away. If you look at the ranking of democracy indexes, since 10, 15 years, the number of democratic countries is shrinking. So this is a global phenomenon. It's not only in Turkey, but it's a phenomenon, including, I would say, some European countries, and not needing a very nice show themselves. So the geopolitical situation comes to you have competition, multipolar war, as we say, is not, I would say, conducive to a rules-based implementation of human rights. Challenges are much more done on the basis of simple power strategies, rather than upholding the principles of human rights, which are foreseen in the UN Charter. The challenge is that these things, the universality of these human rights and technology, you see that the countries are refusing basically to implement those. The meeting is ending already. Shall I continue or we have to restart the meeting?
I think I can manage now. Oh.
I cannot hear.
Sorry, I think I can manage it. I can increase the minutes. Otherwise, I will inform you. Thank you.
First, I would approaches is what discussion. It's a whole challenge. It's basically it's a different world. The last 10 years, say, where is completely in human rights and something about across the world. Now, I don't know how we want to pursue. I finished my presentation. I saw the question that some of the students prepared, some of the extremely different questions. Some of them I replied very in the presentation, but perhaps a little bit for what I should start. If I come out and take the questions, so I'll just wait for some questions. Open to any suggestions. How do you want me to proceed?
Just let me increase the time of the meeting, so I will inform you about the question. Or you can start with the previous questions, maybe to the discussion part that I sent you earlier.
Well, start with a couple of them.
Okay, thank you very much.
This was the other skills, but there is one couple of interesting ones. First of all, question on human rights in digital world, artificial intelligence and human rights. This is an extremely complicated where the rules are being created just now because the technology is moving very fast. And it is extremely complicated. intelligence. Who is responsible for the actions of the group? You should join the meeting.
Yes, please. Buradan. Yes.
So, if for human rights in artificial intelligence world, we see it. So, just to tell you, summary of what the European Union is, but this of course is much more complicated. Well, a few years ago, the US adopted a 10-year plan, which is called the digital decade, to set up the rules for digitalization. And of course, as all the policies, there's human rights at the center. For the development policy, the human rights element is always in the center. I'll just give you the main elements of this digital plan. Include people in the center. So, main element our policies include the rights of the people. Democracy, responsibility at the center of the policy. Not the rights of the state, not the rights of businesses, but the rights of individuals. And again, this needs particular solidarity and inclusion. So we want to avoid digital divide. It means freedom of choice. So there should be a fair, combined environment. There should be a protection from your conflict. And there should be participation. And this means something very concrete. It's that individuals own their own digital activities. It's extremely important. We don't stop waiting for some other countries where the state owns digital rights to buy. So that the people that should have the right to own their data and to participate in democracy. But this also means safety and security, a safe digital environment, user protection. And of course, it should be in line with the green transition. And this has been displayed, has been already related with a number of legislative texts like the European. First of all, the Digital Services Act, which has the responsibility of what we call gatekeepers for the big technology company. They have the responsibility to implement the principles that I mentioned before. So they are held accountable for violations of these principles. And they can be actually found, as an example, already in the European Union for not implementing these principles. We implemented what we call a digital market tax, which provides the economic rules for the digital environment, fair market rules. So basically, gatekeepers cannot put in place anti-competitive actions, which is extremely important. For example, they are promoting their own products without telling them. This is not legal. But I would say even more important is what we call the GDPR, which is the data protection legislation. And this is becoming a model across the board because the Digital Protection Act basically is based on the principle that the individual owns the digital rights, which means that you own your own rights. You have the rights to be paid for those rights. You have the right to be forgotten by the digital content. So these are the principle of this, and these are becoming extremely important because many countries follow the same principles. But also we will also support the development of digital environment with what we call the Digital Europe program. It's a 7.5 billion program over 7 years to develop digital projects. In Turkey, is negotiating the participation, in this program. So, just to give you an idea, on this first question on digital rights, very complicated area. The European Union, I think, is certainly at the forefront of the legislative framework and on the human rights protection. Now, there was a very difficult question on countries such as Hungary and not holding the principle of human rights. Of course, this is something that we hear a lot of time. Now, let me clarify from the beginning that I mentioned all the human rights policies that we taken from all around the world. But this does not mean that the European Union is perfect. Actually, we recognize very well the fact that there are promoting human rights around the world. It's not a question of lecture, it's a question of engagement. We recognize that we need to do better in a number of areas. But now, I would like to mention three elements in our legislative framework to avoid the one now. First of all, in the European Union, there is a legislative provision which allows individuals to actually launch court cases in case of violation of human rights, even by their own state. Either can sue your own state if you feel that your rights are not upheld according to the European Union. In this, you can either the European Court of Human Rights or even the Court of Justice. The Court of Justice rules are directly in countries and states. So if there is a situation in the state issue, something now applies to the principles of each individual sue so stated the European Court that is the legislation abolished. In the very past, human rights, sorry, the European Court rulings are very now, in case of repeated violations by the state, human rights principles, the treaty, the commission has the power to launch infringement proceedings. So, because attacks the state, the member state, the European Court of Justice for violation of the treaty. And again, this is an important element because there are also financial penalties associated with this. So if the state does not implement the legislation, the Commission wins the case of the European Court, the state can be subject to financial penalties. Finally, we have an additional element which we introduced with the Lisbon Treaty, which is the famous Article 7, which is a procedure in case of repeated violations. And this is more like a political countries who are not educated, mostly track record in rights. The situation with Poland and Hungary are precisely this situation, where the Commission actually has the power of withholding European funds from being spent in the countries, member states, if they're not implementing the human rights principles. And as a matter of fact, the Commission has withheld structural funds in Hungary precisely because Hungary was implementing the legislation on the change of its constitutional court, which were not in line with human rights principles. And the same exactly in Poland, because of the changes in the judiciary. So the European Union is basically stopping some payments to these countries unless they implement reforms which bring them in line with the principles of human rights. So this is a very ambitious framing because you have a state, sovereign state, Poland and Hungary, which has been subject to a supervision examination, supervision on penalties if they don't implement the principle of human rights. Of course, we can say, well, nothing is happened. The situation has not changed. That is partly true because, in fact, Hungary has changed some of the rules. So is in Poland. Precisely because there is the effect of losing the European Union structural funds if they do not put their own legislation in line with the treaty. As I said at the beginning, we are not perfect, but we are working to improve ourselves. This is the goal. Also, we should be followed worldwide. But the question is also that we should not shut the door entirely. We need to improve ourselves. Which brings me perhaps to the last point I would like to make before we go to the other questions, is the question of result here, which is, of course, an extremely important point, which is especially here in Turkey, it's used very frequently by the government besides European Union member states because of Islamophobic situations. Let me start from one fact. The fact is that in the European Union there are over 20 million Muslims living. So the fact that this Islamophobia, I think, is perhaps not even relevant, because these 20 million people are living in Turkey. They're fully integrated, they're citizens of the European Union. There are, of course, out of 500 million people in the European Union, there are some crazy people. This can happen everywhere. There's some extremists working with it. So in this sense, there are legal proceedings against them, there are criminal proceedings against them, there are investigations against them. There are terrorist attacks or hate attacks everywhere, and we follow them. But to say that the Islamophobic violence, I think it's very part of the truth, because there are many more, many Muslim people living perfectly well in the European. They're not even, if they don't feel safe, they're not obliged to stay there, as it was in some other cases. And I find sometimes a little bit problematic that the issue of Islamophobia is raised by Turkey, because it's very interesting that they attack the European Union for these cases, for these marginal cases that we say that. Whereas the situation of minorities is extremely bad. Look at the region. What is the situation in Turkey? There are very few people left for a number of historical reasons that you know very well, and they're not in a very good situation. So I would say that there is a certain sort of cynicism, this defense of the Muslim rights in the European Union, whereas the same rights are not approved at the same time. That's the comment I wanted to make on this. Perhaps I stop there. We need some time to support the questions. Are there any questions?
Yes, one question came. And it says that in an interview made in 2013 at Uludağ University, you stated that Turkey was not ready for EU membership. However, especially in the first quarter of the 21st century, Turkey's negotiation process was deadlocked due to vetoes given by France and South Cyprus. Is Turkey's lagging behind in the negotiation process only related to Turkey itself, or do you think that some member states have stalled the process in line with their political interests? It says.
Especially the European Union is never easy. I remember when I was working with the Croatian. Croatia is a smaller country, so a very easier situation. But the accession negotiations are extremely difficult. I remember the Croatian government was complaining to me and to other of my colleagues for being treated unfairly, where other countries were joined before, because their negotiations took much longer. And I mean, this was a fact. Negotiations with Croatia took over 3 to 4 years more than all the negotiations for the other 10 countries. The same happened to Bulgaria and Romania, because there's peak of changes that are required in the country to join the European Union are enormous. There is a big sea change in the structures, in the legislation, in the implementation of the legislation. And for Turkey, that's different. The situation is even more complicated. Turkey is a it's a big country, it's a large country, which will change certainly the dynamics of the regions. Now, my question is, how do you prepare directly to this question with a question? If you know that the accession of your country is more difficult, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and wait, or are you going to redouble your efforts? And I can tell you that over the last certainly 5-6 years, what Turkey has done is sit there and wait, actually to go in the opposite direction towards accession, because the changes in the institutional setup in the situation in the country are certainly not conducive to accession, are actually indicating that Turkey is not interested in accession at this point. Because if you know what are your shortcomings, you need to address them. You need to worsen them. This is not happening. So the decision that was taken in 2018 was an unprecedented decision, was to freeze all the negotiations, because the democratic situation of Turkey is so bad that it does not fulfill the criteria. This is a fact. The fact that there are political resistance in accession to Turkey, it's a fact as well. But so it was before the accession of Poland, the accession of Croatia, the accession of Bulgaria. There were always political forces resistant to the accession to the enlargement. But these were overcome with hard work and with reforms. And this is lacking, very, very lacking Turkey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fantaroni. Another question is that does the European Union view the refugee policies of Greece and Turkey from the same perspective? Actually, the questions came in the same manner about, let's say, asking about the whether there is a double standard for the EU member states and Turkey or not, actually, in these human rights violation cases.
Let's start this question from international perspective. The Convention of 1951 basically gives the right to people who are fleeing because of war, because of persecution, as protection. The first country where they live. Of all the people that moved from Turkey and from Syria, their first country of accession, first country of protection is Turkey. But Turkey is not granted refugee status to these people. They are mostly there without any legal status. So, just to start with this perspective, the fact that some of these people they move towards the UK, it is a fact, but it's also a fact because it's also a consequence of the fact that they are not granted refugee status. It's the right, it's the obligation of to ensure that these people are granted status. The situation of Greece, I think, again, partly we go back to the situation to the point made before, that we are not perfect. But the question is also a question of protection of the borders, in the sense that countries have the obligation to protect their own borders. And at times, the flow is of migrants is done in a very unclear circumstances. I will not comment more on that, which is forcing a little bit policies that are not exactly the best policies that one would expect. The situation is also something different. The European Union is criticized by the fact for the fact that it doesn't accept refugees. But if you look at the current situation, for example, even the number of inflows that are coming in line, people that are coming to Italy are not prejudice. They're 99% economic migrants. They do not.
Welcome again.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And I think our questions are finished. And I have a last question actually for you.
I can hear you.
Okay. And actually, if after the elections the government changed, do you think that the accession negotiations can be restarted again?
Well, it's a question that we hear. Whether it's the same or other government that takes the necessary actions to address the shortcomings that the nation involved. I think there will be certainly interesting reviving negotiations. Whether that can be the opening of the negotiations themselves, I'm not so sure. Also, the decision to increase the negotiations have been taken up for years of democratic backslide. It will take some track record, some period of time, or seriously to change the position. But if there is a change in policy and the clear evidence of what is needed here from the judiciary, from the administration, from the presidential system, these are all things that we see publicly in our country board. If a new government comes, takes action instantly, we are certainly ready to engage as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Fanfaroni. Actually, this was a great speech for us. I think we as audience of you learned a lot of things from your speech. Thank you very much again accepting my invitation for this seminar. So if you have last words, we can get them.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. So then I hope you, let's say, see you again in new, let's say, seminars. So,
Absolutely.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.